For this image, I will be masking the outline of the statue, the cityscape, the lighter areas of the lamps and the umbrellas, and then some of the areas where I want the colors to pop. So these umbrellas here and underneath this shade here. This is our initial drawing, and I'll just begin masking on some of the outlines. For the sky in this painting, I'm going to use the cloudy blue, the aqua, and maybe a touch of sailboat with some alcohol. And we'll be trying to go for a gradient that's slightly lighter in this area, pushing to a darker blue this way. For the lower half of this picture, I think I'll be using the pebble, teakwood, and eggplant, and I'll be starting through here and just inking over all of this, since I have hopefully protected all the umbrellas in areas of brighter color. At this point, I'll take the masking fluid off. Going around the lights, since I made the effort to mask them, I want to keep them light. It's kind of a stone wall here. This is the latte ink. I'm going to use it to add in some of the buildings and a pale version of this canopy. The latte is a pale ink. It's very thin, so a little bit of care needs to be taken not to let it get away. While there's some variation in color on these buildings, they're for the most part all kind of a pale tan. For this area, I would like to kind of sketch it out. And I'm going to use a pale marker to do that. So I'm just going to kind of, without really regards to the color, just figure out where these awnings are and these umbrellas are. Push here. I'm going to lift out the umbrellas before I add in the color for them. I've selected cranberry and honeycomb for our umbrellas. This is the teakwood. I'm going to use it through here. This is some shaded area beneath where the trees are going to be. There's some dark areas of the trees. This is the meadow. I'm going to use it for some of the trees. Part of the sculpture is quite a bit darker than the sky, so I'm going to add some more ink in here. It looks a little dangerous to do that. Don't really want to obscure these things, but I also want it to be a smooth ink layer. This is the sailboat blue. Well, we lost some of our skyline in here, but all in all, not as bad as it could be. So let me try to lift some of that back out. I can see some of the lines for it. I'll try a little lifting on this canopy. This is one of our lightest parts of the painting. This is the denim. I'm going to use it for some of these awnings back in here. This is the sepia pen, and I'm going to use it to draw in some of these tables and things. Do a little bit more lifting. There's a line of trees through here, so I'm going to go ahead and add that in, probably with the meadow. I have some sunset orange, I think. I'm going to use it through both the yellow and the red, cranberry red. And then up in here. I'll try a tiny sprinkling of gold or alcohol. I'm going to use alcohol, but there's some gold ink still on here. And hopefully I'll stay pretty far away from our sculpture. But we need to just kind of, it just needs a little something. So the major things I have left to do are the buildings in the sculpture. I need to add a bunch of trees around here and here. And then we need to do just a little more articulation of this area. But at least it's looking like a pavilion with umbrellas. I use the pen to straighten out some of the architectural details. Now I'm going to add in the trees, And I think I'll do that by starting with some of the limbs and branches, and that'll give me a structure to add leaves to. This is botanical. I'll use that for one set of the leaves. So I'll start with this bush down here since I forgot to do it. This is pesto, and I'm going to put it where the bottle was, so it's going to be a kind of a darker green. A really key feature of this painting is the reflection of the buildings in the cloud sculpture. And right now, I don't think they're quite reflecting the curvature of the sculpture. So I'm going to take a few moments and try to kind of restructure them a little bit. I'm going to start with the leaves and lift out a little bit of it to break up some of that color. Adding in some darks. This might be a little too dark. I'm going to punch up the blue a little bit with the indigo. Pretty intense color. And some alcohol to try to bring it down a little bit. It'd be fun to take an equal approach to the reds. This is Poppy Field. And the honeycomb for the yellows. I'm going to darken this shadow. A little touch up with some of the sailboat blue. Adding in the darker buildings now. Doing some lightening with the white pen. Many of these buildings have a warm cast, so this is some honeycomb on